Good afternoon, everyone. It's Father Neil. It's April 15th, Thursday afternoon, with my weekly update. So, a lot is going on, but not much that will affect the parish at large. We do have some new COVID regulations, protocols from the Archdiocese. They don't affect the Sunday Mass celebration, weekend Mass celebrations, nor do they affect the daily school operations. So, that's more internal than anything else. So, we'll inform you if something else happens. But the Archdiocese, like the state, appears to be worried about the resurgence. So basically, we're still in this wait and see mode to see if anything happens before we open up farther or before we allow groups to come back and so forth and so on. So disappointing, but not surprising given the way things have been going the last few weeks. Easter was very successful. We were full for the Masses in the Triduum, and the Sunday Masses have been full the last few weeks. In fact, we've actually already had to cut off the Sunday Mass for this weekend as of Wednesday, but we still have 60 spots left for Saturday. So because of the lack of volunteers and because it's really not feasible to try to add musicians and masses and volunteers and cantors and so forth, for an overflow when we still have spaces on Sunday. For the immediate future, we're just going to leave it at 5 o'clock on Saturday and 10 o'clock on Sunday. If we get more volunteers to sign up and do that, which I've been talking about for months and hasn't happened, then we might consider opening it up. In the meantime, if you don't register for Sunday morning or it's full when you do call or try to log in, please sign up for Saturday night. There's plenty of space. We'd love to have you. So that's going on. Renew My Church, unfortunately, not much to report because having talked with the Renew My Church transition team and with the Father Lojek, who will be an incoming pastor, because of all the stuff going on at St. Francis Borgia, where he is, he's really not going to be available much to our group until sometime in the middle of May. He and I have talked, and we'll probably have a couple of meetings with Father Pavel, but in terms of the Unification Committee, in terms of the Parish Council, in terms of all those things, probably nothing much is going to happen until mid-May, and then he'll be coming to our Parish Council, our Finance, and our School Board meetings, as well as meeting with the staff, just as a get acquainted before we get into moving into any types of specifics. In the meantime, we're working with the school and with the business operations director to get the budget together for next year. We are going to continue to operate as if we are St. Robert's, as Constance is going to operate as if they're going to be St. Constance, at least for budget and planning purposes, for faith formation programs, for the school, for the calendar, and so forth. One thing that is up in the air, of course, is that because St. Constance has their summer picnic the same day we do, which would have been scheduled for August 24th, we're usually at Dunham Park, they're usually at Bunker Hill. Are we going to combine those or not? That really depends on COVID protocols and availability, and also on whether Father Robert wants to try to bring us all together, which I think we should do. Our parish council will talk about it next Thursday night. So we're moving forward in a lot of ways, but from a day-to-day operations point of view, not much has changed. So I do encourage everybody to continue to be safe, because the more we stay safe and wear our masks and try to get vaccinated, the sooner we can all get back to normal. We can get that positivity rate down as a nation, as a city, and that will allow us to open up and try to resume more normal lives. And also, it's good policy to try to take care of your neighbors. So if we all work on that, certainly want to continue to pray, particularly with the violence. I know that the city was going to release the video this afternoon. I haven't seen it, of the shooting in Little Village, and so that's got everybody on edge. Many of our parishioners are policemen, and so their days off have been canceled. They're going to be going down and working extra shifts, so we want to keep all of our policemen and women in our prayers, and certainly keep the safety of the entire community. The violence is always unacceptable. There's no provocation that's worth turning around and putting the violence back on others, particularly other innocent people who have nothing to do with it. So I want to pray for all of our first responders. We want to do all we can to keep everybody safe. Certainly encourage your neighbors and yourselves, if you haven't, to please get vaccinated and to try to continue to get this herd immunity up so that we can all get back to normal as soon as possible. Please register to come to Mass. Please come to volunteer. I mean, it really is important. If we're going to be a vibrant parish as we move out of COVID, we really need people to come back and take ownership of the parish, to remember this is a community effort. It's not something that just shows up when we want a sacrament or when we want something. we all need to pull together to do that. So I encourage all of you to think community rather than just individually, and I will try to do the same. So that's basically what's been happening. First Communion, we will have 2 Masses on May 1st, so we're looking forward to that. Planning the May crowning. Unfortunately, due to the regulations and restrictions, the May crowning will not be held on a Friday night open to the public. It's going to simply be held during the school day and will be taped with the 8th graders and the 2nd graders in the church and live streamed to the rest of the school. And then, of course, that video will be available on a YouTube video to the parish as well. But at least we're going to have May crowning. As I tell people, it's not ideal, but we had nothing last year, and so anything we're doing now is an improvement. We're obviously going to be working on graduation. That will be a live Mass, but again, attendance will be restricted to the school families, the guests, the immediate families, simply because of the capacity limitations under the COVID regulations. So all these good things are going on, and we continue to be here for everybody. I still make house calls, so please feel free to call or email if you have any needs or concerns, and continue to keep us all in prayer. And as I keep all of you in prayer, let's look forward to a spring and a successful reopening of our parish and our communities. God bless you all and have a great week.